Hey free-to-play gang, welcome back to another video. So I think this is something that really needs to be said. So what you're seeing on the screen right here is a compilation of this bug that I noticed while doing my Chrono 16 runs. And I realized that there's something really weird happening over here. It's something that I've never actually seen before. Or maybe I was just completely clueless and blind and I just didn't think that it was going to be possible anyway. So I just closed my mind off it. Anyway, what I'm talking about is there is a huge problem with the AI. So let's check it out. So what you're seeing here is a perfect run for a K16 team using a Q and a Gaia's comp, right? So I've shown this before. So this is what's going to happen, right? Q uses his link at the start and then we wipe out the first wave. And here, Q uses his second skill because his third skill is on cooldown. His link is on cooldown. So this is going to leave one Esper for last, which is always going to be the middle Esper. And here's where Lilith uses his second skill to one-shot the last remaining Esper. And the reason why I'm telling you all this is because this needs to work all the time. And this is what's supposed to happen all the time as well. So that on this stage, the Q would be able to link the boss to one of the followers on the left or right. And then we should be able to take him out with no issues whatsoever. So over here, very close, we are about to kill him, right? He's about to go down, just like that. So that's it. So this is what a clean run is supposed to look like. But this is a faulty run. So Joke of the Ether did go out as intended, and we did clear the first wave just like so. But look at the second wave over here, something weird is gonna happen. So Gaia's goes, right? Everything is still perfectly fine. But here, Lilith used his second skill. Lilith used his first skill. He didn't use his second skill, and that caused the mid boss to attack us, which then put my Lin Xiao further down in HP. So now Lin Xiao has slightly less HP than Q, which means that the boss is going to use his coffin attack on my Lin Xiao. So check this out. 28,000 damage, and this ends my run entirely. So from here on, I'm kind of screwed because what's supposed to happen is Q is supposed to lower his own HP because of self-sacrifice, and by doing so, that would make the boss focus Q as the prime target of the coffin attack. But obviously that's not going to happen because on the second wave, Lilith didn't one-shot the mid boss, and that led to a whole series of issues. So that's it, we lost this. Let's take a look at another bug over here, or rather it's an AI issue. Look at that. So Q decided to use his second skill at the start. I'm not sure why this is the case. He normally uses his third skill, like maybe 99% of, okay, maybe 95% of the time, Q would always use his third skill first. That is always his priority. But for some reason, in some specific weird situations, he will not do that. And that completely breaks the run because now moving into the boss wave, what's going to happen is he's not going to use his link attack. He's going to use his second skill because his link attack is on cooldown. And this completely destroys the combo over here because now we're not going to be able to deal the link AoE damage to the boss, which is what we need in order to down the boss as soon as possible. But the thing is, with some amazing luck, we somehow managed to clear the boss without any issues whatsoever, which is super lucky. This is a super lucky run. If not, in most cases, this would ultimately end with a loss. So this is actually some of the reasons why I realized that, hey, I'm actually losing and I'm not sure why I'm losing, and I'm not sure why my win rate is as low as it is. But just taking a look at some of the recorded runs, it just becomes very clear to me that there is indeed some outstanding issues with the game right now, and there's something wrong with the AI. So I do have some other bugs that I've recorded down. I just asked around in my Discord server for just a few of their opinions on what some of the issues they have faced, and I've compiled just 4. Okay, I know there are probably more, but the thing is I don't have the time to go and compile every single one of these AI issues, right? So the first is Jiangmen not using her third skill during the I phase in the Desolate Lands of Shadow Fire. And the problem with this is, one of them even mentioned that they normally average at EX++, but because of this issue where Jiangmen does not use her third skill when intended, that actually randomly led him to a SSS score instead, which means that he didn't clear all the eyes within the Shadow Fire stage. That's obviously going to be a very big problem. It's going to affect your runs, but in most situations, it's not really so much of a problem because it is just like 1 or 2 runs out of 10, for example, right? But the thing is, this is very annoying and it's very irritating, and that affects your stamina use as well, just because of some one-off situation where the game decides to, okay, you know what? let's just ruin AI for you for a little bit so that we can balance the gameplay a little bit. This is not a balance in my opinion. This is just artificially making things a little bit more difficult. And I'm not sure why this is the case. This does not even make sense. And I know other games in the past, like for example in Summoner's War, they do have terrible AI. And I'm not sure why they purposefully did it, but no one is ever happy about it. Now the next one is going to be Dahlia not using her third skill at times and using the second skill instead. So this has actually happened to me quite a couple of times as well. So it's not something new to me, and it's definitely not something only one of my Discord members have experienced thus far. So this is a huge problem, especially in PvP when you're running auto and then suddenly, oh my god, why is Dahlia using her second skill and not her third skill? That does not even make sense at all. She should always be buffing. This is very basic AI. In fact, I think it's a little bit more difficult for you to design a game that has faulty AI as opposed to just perfect AI. So it's not really like, oh wow, the developers are having a hard time trying to fix this issue. No, that's not the case at all. It's a lot easier to make things more straightforward. And the third one is Liling using his third skill before the eye phase in a Desolate Land Shadowfire. And I know there are a lot of eye phase bugs out there, but it's not just limited to the eye phase. It's just that the eye phase is a little bit more prone to seeing some AI issues, right? Because of the fact that you need to get rid of the eyes within the fight itself. And obviously that is going to be a huge problem because now you're not going to be able to clear all the eyes, and that's going to reduce your win rate by quite a bit. Or when I say win rate, I mean you're not going to get your top score all the time. And then finally, Chloe S2 and S3 are AoE but not treated as AoE in a Desolate Lands. I really don't understand why this is the case. So one of my Discord members actually said that he has tried using her second skill and third skill in the Cube Miracle with the AoE damage rune to test whether is it a single target attack or an AoE attack. And it is an AoE attack. So why is it that Chloe then does not conserve her second and third skill for the eye phase within the Desolate Lands? I do not really understand this fact at all. If you're able to make the AI smarter for the other AoE damage dealers, why is it that Chloe is not doing that? Why is she using it on the boss directly? And I know it does make sense to use her skill on the boss itself because that consolidates all the damage onto the boss, which makes a lot of sense sometimes. But the thing is, the time that you need it to happen the most is when you're trying to clear out all the ads and then drop another AoE when the boss is stunned. So that is probably the phase where it matters the most. So I'm not sure, I just feel like the AI in this game has a lot of issues and it's becoming more prevalent in many different cases nowadays. So I'm not sure why this is even the case, right? What's the problem in making the AI smart? I don't understand. So leave a comment down below if you have noticed any other AI issues that I have not actually mentioned in this video, so that hopefully I can compile something and give a feedback to the developers to try to look into this. This shouldn't be intended at all. I don't think a faulty AI is something that a game should have as part of its design. This is terrible design. The whole point of running it on auto is so that we do not need to manually give input, and there is no way in hell that you would prefer to use one skill over the other skill, especially when you have designed a team around a specific setup as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and subscribe for more DISLYTE content. Now with that said, this has been Free to Play, and as always, I will see you in the next video.